Be very conscious of your location. See, I'm sharing this to let somebody know that you are not a failure. You are not a millionaire, not because you don't know what you're doing, not because you don't have the right product, not because you are not working so hard or working hard enough. You know, you just happen to find yourself in an environment that does not support the bigger dream that you have. Money follows a set of rules. Success and money follows definite sets of rules. As a matter of fact, in the realms of wealth and finances, so luck and chances are very, very, very minimal, in the sense that they are not a frequent or normal occurrence. If you happened, or by happen chance you make a lot of money because something happened, those are what we call um, the interruption in the normal process of acquiring wealth. But there are principles, definite rules that guarantees money every day, anywhere, anytime. And for you who desire to be wealthy, your desire is to have money, to be wealthy, to do well financially. One of the first thing you can do for yourself is to try to understand these rules. See, try to understand these rules. And once you understand the rules, you're as good as rich. See, you're as good as rich. Why? Because this is the rule that guarantees wealth. I give you one of those examples, for instance. Let's assume you're selling something. Let's assume you're into sales. You sell things. It is a common knowledge that whatever you sell, if you can sell to 1 million people, you will be a millionaire. That's a rule. That if you can serve, and that I'm talking about now in the event where you actually are making maybe $1, small as $1 is profit per sale. If you can serve 1 million people, you have earned $1 million. See, so that's a rule of money. To have more money, you must serve more people. And another rule actually is money making is geographical. You see, like I said, if you are interested in wealth, you will want to know the rules that governs it. To think that wealth is just a result of miracles and magic is to actually cheat yourself, you see, on what it takes to actually be wealthy in life. See, and I believe that one of the reasons why life is governed by principle is so that nobody can say that they are disadvantaged. See, because once it's a principle, it means anybody can use it anywhere. You see, but as much as you can use a principle anyway, some principle will produce more results in some places than in other places. I'll give you an example. You to have money, depending on the kind of amount of money you want to have. If you live in a small town, the likelihood of you hitting it big, making a lot of money from sales is very, very low. Why? The town is small. The number of people you have to serve is small. Have you wondered why most of the billionaires of the world live in a big country in the world? I didn't say all of the billionaires, most of them. The reason is very simple. They have population advantage. And of course, in our world today, geographical location is no longer a major factor, you know, in terms of making money, but you must be able to assess big geography, big location where people are if you want to make big money. For example, technology have helped us to break down the physical barrier, you know, in the sense that somebody can live in a small town and actually serve millions of people around the world. That means if you, even though you may not be able to move physically now in terms of geography, you should be able to move through technology to a broader or a wider audience. So money is geographical. There are places you cannot make money. You can work as hard as you want. You just are not doing well, not because you are not smart, not because you don't know what you are doing, not because you don't have a good business or good product. The reason why you are not making a lot of money is because you are in the wrong place. See, and also, another thing you will look at, like I said, you need to understand this. Another thing you look at is this. Okay, assuming there are people in a place where you live, then the next question is, what is their source of income? What do they do? How much how much money does the average person have? We talked about purchasing power of the average person living where you are doing your business. If the purchasing power is low, it will ultimately impact on the business that you're doing. See, it doesn't mean you are a failure. It doesn't mean you don't know what you're doing. You just have a location constraint. I had a story of a shark. So if you put a shark in, let's say, um, in a closed place, maybe in a container, the shark will grow just to a certain, meter in proportion to the container and stop. No matter how much you feed that shark, it cannot grow beyond that. Why? The growth of the shark have been restrained by the container the shark find itself. Then it is said that when you take that shark from that container into the ocean, it will grow to its full length. Within a short time, it grows to its full length. You see, that's the same thing that happens to business. If you find yourself in the wrong location, you can grow, you could grow to what you call your maximum. But even at that, you are still small, right? In relation to where you live or to what others are doing in a bigger place. See, it doesn't mean that those people are more successful than you. The only difference is they have an advantage of a broader or wider audience than you do, with higher purchasing power than you do. You see, and then another thing you look at also, another principle or rules you must understand also is when you want to do business, you need to also understand that a business that is likely, of course, to do very well, supposing you live in a small town or in a small city, the people that are going to do well over a long period of time, if you're going to be in business for 5 years or 10 years and so on, then whatever business you're going to be doing will be something that people will be needing regularly. I give an example of a small town. You are in, let's say, a town of about maybe 5,000 or 10,000 people. Your expertise is real estate. You know how to sell houses. You can already tell that your business have an expiry date. The reason why it's not because of anything, the population have already put a cap on how many houses you can sell in a year, in a lifetime of your business. See, so understand that principle. Money is geographical sensitive. Money is location determined. It's location determined. I've seen, and of course, also there are other businesses that just do not have future. I give you an example of such business. For example, if you want to do business and you are thinking of starting a restaurant, the average restaurant lasts for 5 years. See, so you must understand. You see, what I'm trying to say here is this: money making have rules. See, it has rules. You don't just jump in and say, "Well, it worked for that person," and that's why, if you notice, most people who are truly business people and are very passionate about business, if you observe them, they are always evolving. See, they start with one thing, and then as soon as they hit success, they move to something else, they move to something, they just keep evolving. Why? Because they know that for some reason, most businesses have a lifespan. And when they hit that lifespan, you better have evolved or everything is going to decline in your hand. You see? So you hear, for example, a Jeff Bezos, for instance, who started out with Amazon. Today, these men have portfolios. See, they have bought a lot of land. They are doing farming. They are into, name it, they are doing. See, now it's doing Blue Origin, trying to conquer space as well. Someone like Elon Musk, who started out with Tesla, started out with MasterCard, made a success of it, moved to Tesla, now he's in SpaceX. They're into renewable energy. Now he owns Twitter. Why do you think these people are evolving? Because, you see, when you want to be very rich, you must understand that you cannot do one thing for a very long time. Competitors can come and kick you out. It's part of the rule of the game. You see, so be very conscious of your location. See, I'm sharing this to let somebody know that you are not a failure. You are not a millionaire, not because you don't know what you're doing, not because you don't have the right product, not because you are not working so hard or working hard enough. You just happen to find yourself in an environment that does not support the bigger dream that you have. See, and like I said, if you're going to go beyond that environment, maybe try social media, try to use technology, or move to a bigger place. And you'll be amazed that with the same amount of effort, you can actually 10x your results. So this is one of the reasons why we don't envy people, and we shouldn't envy people, because it's very, very, very possible that the circumstances that surrounds your operation is not the same that surround their operation. See, government policies, the economy of the nation that you operate, the rule of law, security, all of these things are factors that control money. So don't beat yourself down. You probably are doing the best you could do. It's like in life you hear when you listen to some of these successful guys and they say like, I only have a 4 hour of sleep in the night and I'm okay. And then I actually heard somebody who was sharing sometimes ago and said the problem why the average African man is poor is because they sleep too much. And I'm like, oh my goodness. So now we are blaming sleep. It's not sleep. You can stay awake all you like. If you are in the wrong place, you cannot produce results. See, like I normally give this example when I talk about these things, about location and the impact it has on finances. And I said, for example, for instance, if you look at Christian ministry and churches, for instance, if you if you live in a city or in a state like Lagos State, Nigeria, that one state, Lagos State, Nigeria, that one state is bigger than many African nations. Just a state, bigger than many African nations. If you pastor a church and you have 20,000 members, people will say you got a mega church, a big church. But in a state that has over 20, maybe 24, 25 million people, 20,000 is a fraction of a fraction. And then you have another person who is a pastor also, who live in a country like Botswana, who has a population of about 1 point something million people. That's a whole nation with a population of less than 2 million people. If that pastor has a 50 member, in terms of impact, this is not just a location, it's entire nation spread all over. In terms of impact, that pastor will be actually more impactful than the one who have 20,000 in one city or in one state that is closely knitted together. Now, it would be wrong for this pastor of a nation in Botswana, of a Botswana nation who has 50 members, to look at the one who lives in Lagos, Nigeria, or who, with the 20,000 members, and think that because this one have 20,000 members, this one is more anointed, more called, more effective, more than himself. No, it's not true. Your problem is not anointing. Your problem is not grace. Your problem is not wisdom or knowledge or discipline or all of those things. Your problem is location. And of course, it's the same thing in business, same thing in finances. Where are you? Where you are will affect the result, the kind of result you can have. See, it will affect the kind of result you can have. When I hear of a thing like a particular, for instance, ministry gathered 1 million people for a meeting. That's like the entire Botswana gathered together. It's not possible, right? So money is geographical. Understands it, and don't beat yourself for not being as rich as an Elon Musk or a Jeff Bezos or Warren Buffett. Don't beat yourself. You are doing your best. Just continue to innovate. Continue to innovate. All right. I'll see you again in the next video. Very important that you watch this next video. You're going to learn something. Have a great day.